Distinct clause is used in select queries to remove duplicated data. In other words, distinct clause only displays one instance of duplicated values. Remember that select queries do not make any changes to the data stored in the tables. They only display values or data from the tables. Distinct clause comes after select. In this example, we are selecting unique last names or unduplicated list of last names stored in the table student, sorted by the last name in alphabetic order. The first query here shows you the first 15 rows sorted in alphabetic order from the last names stored in the student table. You can see that we have a few instances of last names, some last names like Adams, Albert, and so on. In the second query, I used the distinct clause before last name. So now we are getting an unduplicated list of last names from the table student. And of course, I limited the results to first 15 rows. Now you can see that we only have one copy of each last name in the result set. However, note that this query did not change the original data stored in the table. Therefore, I do still have the duplicated last names stored in the table. When I run the query with distinct clause, it only changes the values displayed in the result set and not the actual table. We can use the distinct clause with multiple columns listed after the distinct in a query. When this happens, instead of considering the individual values stored in one column, the combination of values for all the columns listed after the distinct clause will be considered. Therefore, running select distinct on multiple columns gives us an unduplicated list of the combination of values from all columns in the result set. To show how this works, I modified the data in my instance of the student table in my personal database, and I created two students with the same last name and first name. So now when I query the first name and last name from the student table, you can see that I have two people named John Albert. So now I can use select distinct with two columns, first name and last name, listed after the distinct clause to get rid of people who have the same first name and last name. In other words, this query only shows people who have a unique combination of first name and last name. Therefore, when I run this query, you can see that we still have people who have the same last name in the result set. Like we have 3 instances or 3 records with last name equal to Adams. However, for John Albert, the 2 records are not displayed. We only have 1 record for each person with a unique combination of first name and last name.